The Detroit Pistons is the first team for the day. They had one of my favorite players in the league. Last year they went terrible record, almost certain. Last year the Pistons went. Oops, sorry y'all. Last year the Pistons went 14-68. Goodness, worse than what the Wizards did last year. Um, Hold on. Process just hit me. It was like, what the fuck is Wizard number? Y'all be on alert.
Bro, I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to get that too. What the fuck?
Be on alert because when
Post in
Process
the
get
group chat, bro.
last time he asked for Miles' number, an hour later he get on Miles, bro. So,
That's cool, bro. Just send me his number too.
Nah, no, for real. If you sending out
I
wizard
feel
number,
I feel
just
bad for
drop it
all
in the
Pistons
chat.
fans. Pistons fans got nothing to look forward to.
oh, we got my dog BJ up here. BJ, you didn't really chime in. You didn't really chime in yesterday, brother. I'm actually going to pass this one to you.
What happened?
I ain't
But
gonna lie,
yeah,
Ed. You
midday
could have put
now.
the Spurs in here.
Yeah, I almost was. I would
Yeah,
almost.
I know. I hear enough hate. I'm good.
Bro, what? Who hates on the Spurs? Who hates on the Spurs?
Like, don't
2 seconds.
nobody get on the Spurs, but I don't know what that nigga talking about.
Uh,
Wait,
Nobody hates on the Spurs. Coach Derek, welcome. We just talking about what's next for
this nigga acting like we
uh,
hating on Jeremy Sohan, bro. Like, the
up,
fuck?
up to 5 NBA teams today.
And
This segment is
yeah,
titled "What's
okay.
Next." Something that I started last year when I was recording episodes with a couple of people. I didn't get through all 30 teams. I know I probably would have did this off season, so I said, "Hey, why not just take it to the show and I can just clip out the segment and post it on YouTube." So yesterday, the first 5 teams that we did was the Wizards, Jazz, Magic, Pels, and Rockets. So whether we have fans of the team, they come up and chime in, or whether we have speakers that know the game, they chime in on what they think is next for a certain franchise. So look at how they were last year. Look at what they did in the offseason. Look at the assets or the players that they had, and what do you think is next for them this upcoming season or for the future. So that's the whole point of this segment. And doing all 30 teams. Today, the Pistons, Raptors, Kings, Cavs, and Clippers. Question: what do you think Detroit is trying to do?
Detroit Detroit need to find a star. Once they find a star, they need to
So
build around that star.
they so if you don't know anything about
Wait, Detroit don't have a
um
star already?
if you if you don't know anything about the owner, you don't know what the fuck he's doing. So he's one of the wackier, just like weirder owners in the league, just in terms of like personality and like not really knowing what direction he wants to go in. 1 minute the dude wants to cut costs, the next minute he wants to spend. Like he don't know. He just depending on the day, you might get a different answer. So as far as what they're trying to do, they don't know.
Jordan, the streets saying they ain't know you was a Detroit fan, gang.
I'm not. I know, but I watch like not every game. I'm gonna say I watch like 75%, 60, 75% of the games, and I know the
Don't y'all
team
get
and
like
everything going
free
on.
wing stop when y'all win?
Yeah, we did that
But
eventually.
boy, that
No,
wing
don't come
stop,
over
boy,
here.
they ain't
Don't
never
come over
getting that
here.
wing stop, boy.
No.
They get that wing stop at
Once, bro.
once a month.
Hey Jordan, what type of season you think K gonna have?
That nigga Ev should answer that shit too.
You said what?
What type of season you think K
What you
gonna
said,
have?
Beyond?
Can that
I
nigga
said,
stay healthy?
I said,
What
what
type
type
of
of
season
season?
are they gonna have?
No,
Yeah,
K. You talking about KD?
nah, K.
Okay, I think uh something like 24, 6-7, 6-6. I don't know, something like that on relatively good efficiencies around above league average. I think that's
Yeah,
kind of what I would expect and think would be good for him. He's a number two guy to me, so on a good team. So
yeah,
that would be what I would kind of expect from him.
yeah. I fuck with K.
What did K do last year?
I want to say
Probably
it was
like
like
22,
20.
23.
Yeah, I was
Somewhere
gonna
in
say
that
yeah, like
ballpark.
22, 23. Yeah.
He can't take that leap to above 25 this year.
If he do that,
He's
then
not doing
that's the home run. I don't care what the
it.
record
Yeah,
is.
K averaged 22.7. K not averaging above 25.
Yeah,
If
if
he
he
go
did
get
that, that would be
He can't get. He already averaged 23. He can't give me 2 more points a game.
that's like it's a jump there though.
yeah,
Like
that's not just that simple. Oh, this person
Nah,
averaged
I know what you're
26.
saying, gang, but you feel me? I'm including How
Wait,
good is
who?
that?
I
I'm
think he can
including
get
how
to like
good the people
24
spoke on
point. I think
Cade.
he
How
can get
high
to
the
like
people spoke on Cade.
24.5. If he touched 25, it's 25 flat. It's not gonna be 25.5.
Yeah,
Like
would you happen to have a comp for his ceiling, my brother?
Yo, Ev,
Or
that
Jordan,
make it on time?
RJ Dub.
Hold on.
what?
Nowhere
What you
for you
say,
to come in
Byron?
here and say that.
I said, would somebody have like a comp for like his ceiling? Y'all think he could eventually get to
Oh,
in his career?
comp
As far as ceiling, nah, I don't have one.
level of play.
A lot of Jason Kidd in his game. That's a good name.
I like
It's a good
Jason
game.
Kidd, especially if he was way better
That's
on the
more play
defensive end.
style, though. That's more play style, though, right? She's talking about Jason Kidd.
I don't think he that dynamic of a.
That's what I'm saying. Like you must be talking about.
He could do some initiating, but I don't know about.
I don't know, bro.
Hey Byron, I got that.
Well, I
I got
say
that fresh
facilitating.
squeezed grapefruit juice, Byron. Nice fresh squeeze straight from the grapefruit.
A taller Rondo is insane.
Bro, go drink some water, bro.
I drink
Go
water
drink.
often, actually.
You talking about
I don't believe you, bro.
Grant Hill?
Grant Hill? Somebody say Grant Hill?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot. They do got your bias. Damn.
Yeah, I mean
Y'all-
this offseason.
Y'all
I mean,
disrespecting Grant Hill. Y'all forgot Grant Hill before he got hurt was
Yeah, boy.
do your homework.
In terms of scoring, in terms of scoring, I don't think Cade
He ain't one of
at
the
all
Kentucky.
be that type of scorer.
At
Yeah.
all.
My fault. I didn't mean to derail. I just wanted to throw that
nah,
question out there.
you good. We still relevant to the convo. This offseason, y'all, as y'all know, they had a top 5 pick in the draft. They draft Ron Holland, wing, guard/wing, 6'7" guy. They drafted him at the 5th pick. They signed Tobias Harris. They claimed Paul Reed off waivers. Also gave Kate the extension. Signed Malik Beasley for spacing. And they got Simone last year via trade. And they extended or re-signed him this offseason as well. So you get 2 shooters, I guess, with Simone and Malik, and then a good, a decent player in Tobias Harris. Can't say good. A decent player in Tobias Harris. 14 and 68 last year. Still struggling to see Cade and Ivy be effective on the court together. That's something I want to monitor. I think that's something that they're still monitoring, that they're still shuffling to see what they want to find out and do. Jalen Duren, double guy, pretty much when he plays, when he's healthy. I think they're going to start Tobias at the 4 this year. I think they're going to go. I cannot see them starting a Thompson twin personally. I think that's on the depth chart right now, but I just can't see them going Cade, Ivy, Thompson, Tobias, Jalen. I don't see that. I just don't think they do that. I don't know. But either way, he's a good player for them. I think they go over the win total last year. I think they get more than 14 wins this year, somewhere around 20, 21, 22. And I think we see a good play from Cade Cunningham as expected as usual. And I think Tobias Harris will help them bring a good veteran leadership period to that locker room. But that's pretty much fairly a young team with him and Malik Beasley joining the mix now. And Tim Hardaway Jr. How I forget that? I'm sorry. I'm looking at it right now. Tim Hardaway Jr. So that's 3 vets that he added this offseason. That can sort of kind of help that locker room a little bit. They're fairly a young team. They also fired Monty Williams. Who the freak is their coach now?
JB Bickerstaff.
Mm-hmm. JB.
Oh, okay.
That should be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah. So what's next for them? I mean, obviously continue to try to build around Cade.
It's going to be one of the worst defensive teams you've ever seen. Get ready.
Truth to that. I wasn't really a fan of the Holland pick, but I get it. If you want to take him at the 5th pick, why not? But I just don't understand getting Ivy or Holland or guys that Holland can be an off ball guy. I think he can thrive off ball, cut it to the basket, using his athleticism and get into the rim. But Asor, he's not a spacer. There's a lot of inconsistency from the outside with that team last year, or really the last couple of years. I do think they're better in that aspect this season coming around, but they still got to put it all together. They don't have a direction, have a sense, so I can answer that question to you right now, similar to the other teams that we had that debate about. So really, man, for the Pistons, man, I just continue to try to build around Cade, see what Duren can bring for you offensively. If he gets better finishing down low or finishing around the rim or even a mid-range game, And hopefully Tobias can bring good play to your team, which he's been before, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's on the Pistons. Tobias was on the Pistons before, right? Yeah, he was on the Pistons before.
When it was fake, okay.
Yeah, and that's really what I got to say. It's the Pistons. I wanted to get them out the way after they go over what they want. Go ahead, you good.
Oh no, it's quick. I think they're closer. I will say though, even though I don't think they know what they're doing, I think they can trip up into being closer to a direction as a solid team than it seems like right now. If they get a top pick in next year's draft, and then your core would be whoever that guy is, Duran and Cade as your core three players, and then somebody like a Soar is like one of your Swiss Army knife players. The real question as far as the future is, where does Ivy fit in? To me, that's the biggest question. Is they're gonna move off of him, and if not, like, where is his place on the team? I personally, especially depending on the pick you get, I might not see him being here past this season. But if they get a top pick and they figure that out, I think they can trip into having a core of young, good, really good players as far as like young prospects to build around. And then they address the shooting, but like I said, the defense is terrible still. And they're a small team, bro. Outside of Duran, like, it's a small basketball team. So
I think they move off Ivy. I don't think Ivy make it the full year.
It's weird. Yeah, no, I agree. They're big in terms of like Cade's a bigger. He's good size for his position. Ivy's good size for his position. Like their front line is where it gets a little, where it's a little short. But as far as the guards,
but it's like
the forwards,
who's their guards?
When they do trade Ivy, do they trade Ivy for?
Depends. I mean, some of the forwards could be the guard. Like, I don't. And also, that's the other thing too. Like, what are they going to do with the ball handling duties? Like Lo just asked, like, who are their guards?
Yeah,
what's the question? Cade's going to handle a lot of that. They trust Ron. What's Ivy going to handle? How much is Ron?
They going to get Ron ball handling duties?
No. I don't know. He would be like tertiary. He's not going to be no primary. Like, he would be like tertiary. But I am interested to see like who's going to be the primary, or if they're just going to split it up. Like,
primary in the starting lineup or bench?
Just like overall, like when you look at the usage, I'm looking at to see like what the usage is going to be, usage rate across the main guys who you would say could handle some of the responsibilities.
To me, I think Ivy takes the second unit primarily. I think it's obviously Cade first and foremost, but I think Ivy should be next in line. Sasser's not really a point guard
at all. He's just going to go get it.
Decent spot up shooter who happens to be like 6'2". Malik Beasley, shooter. I don't want him dribbling the ball. What's up, Goods? Holland is cool, but he does not have the repertoire to handle ball handling duties, let alone do I want to like kill the confidence of my rookie even more, aside from being on a 20-win team. So I don't want him having it. So I think Ivy, and to a lesser degree, Thompson can, handle the ball.
That's the key. And that's my question. Like, how much are they going to give AT in that regard? That's as far as the ball handling, that's probably my main question. Because I agree with you on Ivy in the second unit, especially if you're trying to showcase him to potentially move him. It just makes sense from the team right now, and then from asset management, it makes sense to kind of showcase him in that way too. So
in this lineup right here, Derek, Jordan, are y'all swapping Ivy and Beasley and have Beasley start at the 2 and keep a Soar starting? Or would you even want a Soar to start? Or would you want someone?
I think they would probably start Beasley for the shooting. Like that lineup right there. Good Lord. Tobias better be on.
Yeah, he will not be. I'll tell you right now. Jordan.
Exactly. No, I think they would. I think they would do what Derek is saying and let Ivy captain the second unit, and then just start. Start Beasley and let Ivy captain the second unit. Because that ain't it, bro. I'm looking at it right there on the screen. That ain't it. I don't see like functionally role wise like how that. It just would look weird. It could work sometimes. It would just be like weird in terms of roles. Not that it wouldn't be a lineup that could be functional and be okay sometimes, but it just looked kind of weird in terms of roles.
Yeah, I think you said it, Jordan. Like Ivy's the odd man out, and I do think it's tough to envision him being here long term, just because I'm not seeing where he carves out.
Yeah.
I think the direction, and this, it sounds like a cop out, and this, look, bottom line, not a good franchise, but the direction they're looking for is some kind of stability. Monty Williams was paid far too much money because he told them twice, not once, twice, I don't want to coach your team. But they threw $70 million at this man, and he said, I can buy a house with that. So he took the job and didn't want to be here. He did not teach help principles to one of the youngest teams in the NBA. That tells you all you need to know about how invested he was long term. So to me, you get Bickerstaff, who's coming from Cleveland. They do not have Evan Mobley or Jared Allen on this team, but I think he does raise their defensive ceiling a little bit. Offensively, the lack of shooting is scary. If they want to give Tim Hardaway a green light again, Godspeed is all I can say. Tobias Harris is going to put up numbers, but if you watch an ounce of this team, it will look like a vacuum. The real question for me, aside from Ivy, who I think could be out of here, is what is Jalen going to be doing? Because I don't really question his offense. I think he's going to walk into a double-double this season, but defensively he stunk. So if you have a better coach who might care about defense a little bit more, can Jalen be invested on defense? Because if he can, this team won't be terrible. Holland is a young defensive playmaker. Thompson is already a good defender. After that, it's kind of gross, but you got guys that could at least buy into scheme. So if you can do that, you have a chance at, 25, 26 wins, I think.
It won't be a penciled in, like you won't be able to just say, okay, Pistons dub. Like they've still won a lot of games, but they won't be a team where you can just like automatically pencil in a win. I think that's kind of
no penciled in wins, but no 28 losing streak either.
Yeah, no.
So that by itself is a win.
No. I think the other team can't pencil in a win this year. But that what you said as well. But yeah, like I think I agree with you. And I hate when teams do this. Like, yeah, you address shooting, but if the shooting can't stay on the floor because they don't do anything else, then did you really address the shooting for real? Like, what good is getting the shooting if they're not
I think
functioning?
it's really just to see what Cade can do, because I think they've heard for the past year and a half.
With the space,
right. Like, Stewie was their best shooter, who's a backup 5, maybe a 4. Yeah. Also, probably shouldn't be on this team long term.
No, he should be moved for to a contender.
So I think they just try to appease the fans / Cade, and they want to see, like, okay, we gave you some, at the very least, hypothetical shooters. What can you do with them? Does the offense not look so gross? And then, if it still looks gross, then sadly, Cade questions start coming up. I'm not saying shop them, but you got to say, like, okay, maybe we need to, like, really, really stink before we actually.
I forgive you. Stu, I forgive you. Step into my office, young brother.
I do think JB, one thing I guess I would like about the schematics, I'm going to have questions about with him offensively. But as far as, like, holding guys accountable to buy in defensively, and that applies to what you said about Jalen. I think JB's a good coach for that. So if Dern isn't buying in defensively and isn't willing to put in that effort, then he's not gonna play as much as he probably thinks he should be playing, because JB not gonna play that.
Yeah.
Good conversation so far about the Detroit Pistons. Anybody ever think they can be a competitive?
Somebody hit the answer button hard as shit.
I think they can be. Anybody think they can be? I'm expecting a big season out of Cade. Like, no funny. Like this.
How big of a season? Like, what type numbers you thinking about?
I think he could put. It's not about the numbers, it's about the efficiency. Because he's always gonna have like the 22, 7.
I think he's always gonna be relatively efficient though. Like his game isn't like inefficient.
I'm talking about
his efficiency being kind of mid.
Yeah.
Like, he's not an efficient scorer from a effective field goal percentage, true shooting percentage, because he takes a lot of middies. He doesn't get to the rim and he doesn't get to the line. His 45-36 split doesn't make him efficient because he's taking a lot of bad vacuum shots.
Okay, I get what you're saying. So you feel me? So you're saying you want his shot quality to improve?
No, not that. I know it's not going to, but I expect his overall rim volume to increase. Him getting to the line, put some rim pressure. You feel me? Get to the midi, convert on that like he did the second half of the season. Make a couple more above the break threes. Like, he could be more efficient from all around game. And he's always gonna be a box score guy. He's gonna put up 23, 7 and 7. But it's the high usage, it's the low efficiency. I'm expecting his overall impact to be just more. You feel me? Like his defense, I'm gonna be honest, he's a 6'6" point guard that's an awful defender, but he has tools to be a good defender. Like his off-ball awareness, nigga, he be sleeping off ball. I get it. He's the only nigga that be trying to carry them. But like, bro, he needs to be a better defender. He's a 6'6" guard, bro. Like he needs to get to the rim more. He has small guys on him most of the night. He needs to attack these matchups. Ivy, one of the niggas said Jaden Ivey's out of there. Nigga, if they get rid of Ivy, just blow it up. Like, no funny, just blow it up.
Well, they're not that far from blowing it up already. Like, there's already, like, explosives
nothing to blow up
around the building.
A lot of these guys are on.
At that point, I mean, the only blow up move is the trade Katie.
Yeah, that's the blow up.
I'm gonna be honest. Ivy
They don't need
nigga
to.
that I know who he is.
What is he?
What do you mean?
Wait.
Him in a situation that has spacing around him is an elite talent.
Ivy, you're saying?
Okay, now talk about basketball player.
He's a
Talent,
very
cool.
good
Talk about basketball player.
He gets to he's a 6'4" combo guard that gets downhill with rim. Bro,
you're talking about the idea of him.
You know he's 22, right? So I don't know where. What have you watched that makes you say he's elite?
Because I'm gonna be honest, he reminds me of Anthony Edwards before Ant-Man. Listen, let me get this off. I was watching Ant went first 2 years in the league when he was the same prototype. This is
Anthony Edwards.
Same prototype.
He doesn't play like Ant at all. Like, I don't.
Bro, have you seen Ant the first 2 years, his rookie year and his sophomore year?
The former #1 overall pick? Yes.
He had a awful rookie year. Second half of the season.
You talking about in terms of career trajectory?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were talking about play style. Okay.
No, I'm talking about career trajectory. I'm saying if you gonna blow it up, just blow up the whole team.
I just don't see the point because they're already so bad. Just giving away any assets for what? Like, you still have to, with the salary cap, they can't afford to just get rid of every contract, right? Like, they need a certain amount of money on the books. So you can't just blow up and get rid of everything. And there's also, there's a ceiling of assets you can acquire before you have to use them to, put out a team. So why trade Cade and Ivy for what?
Yeah, and the Ivy thing isn't he's gotta go no matter what. It's not that. It's he is the one who probably of the people you have, depending on what your draft pick is, depending on who you think could be the core moving forward, would be the one out of the, if you say their best young players to go. It's not that, Ivy got to go at all costs. It's not that.
Yeah, and also everything that you.
Bro, why your word be so wild, bro?
Bro, that's how we talk where I'm from, bro.
My fault, bro. My fault.
He sounds super professional. He sounds super clear. He sounds like he is ready to talk about sports, in front of a camera. That's what it sounds like.
Supposed to be on the radio or some shit.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Yeah, he sounds like super tough. Go funny.
Thanks.
It's definitely clear, Derek. You sound clear. You sound good.
Okay, word. I got nervous. I was like, I had mic problems in the past. I hope it sounds good.
And everybody knows, though. Let's dig back. Just go back to Ivy. It wasn't. Ivy main comp in college and going to the NBA was John Moran, right? He looked like John Moran at Purdue. I believe it was Purdue. He looked like John Moran at Purdue. Played the same way. Wasn't that good of an outside shooter, but was able to knock down a shot more so on the college level. Transition to the NBA, he was more so inconsistent with it. Still played the same way. But again, Ivy is the guy. You should just put it at this. He would need the ball in his hands, right? That's how he's best. That's what he's best at. Cade would have glimpses of coming off screens or whatever the case may be, or not having the ball in his hands 24/7, but he would prefer to do so. He's a point guard. He's not with the flip-floppy thing. It's not. He doesn't want to go, my turn, your turn, my turn. I'm the floor general. I want to set things up. Jaden Ivey sort of kind of similar in that aspect. Cade is just a better passer. Cade is an overall better player. So when somebody was to entertain or bring up the idea of trading the Ivy between, it's not because he's not a good player or he can't be a good player. It's more so just fit purposes. So I'm not with you when you say, niggas is saying trade Ivy. We'll just blow the whole shit up then. You know what I'm saying, Twin? I'm not with that. think it makes sense. If you ask me, if that trade happens or if he was to get moved, I think it'll make sense due to the fit. That's all I'm saying. I don't see a world where Cade and Ivy can thrive in the backcourt together. Was I happy on draft night? For sure. I love Jaden and Ivy coming out of college. I wanted them to get the number 1 pick that year. They didn't get it, but I loved Ivy coming out of college. And I was happy for the fit. I was happy to see him and Cade play together. But realistically, 2 point guards or 2 guys that prefer the ball in their hands that don't really thrive with the ball are not elite shooters. Really hard to mesh, if you ask me.
But this is my thing. This is my thing, though. When you say blow it up, this reminds me of Sacramento when they got rid of Hallie. We knew what type of, like, if you get rid of it, you're not going to. If you get rid of Hallie, if you get rid of Ivy, and he turns out to be a better player than Cade, what do you do?
He won't.
You don't think that's a possibility?
No.
Ivy, as long as Ivy play in the NBA, Ivy will never ever be a top 25 player.
He would never be better.
He will never ever be a top 25 player. He doesn't even have the potential to be a top 25 player. Never's the best.
I'm just being real. He won't be better than Cade. To bring up the Hallie and the Fox thing. Some people do feel like Hallie better than Fox at the moment. But I don't think we'll see a similar situation. And that was due to a fit thing too. Look, their owner just said it the other day, whatever his name is, Vlad or D-Back, whatever, on why they didn't draft Luka, because we had Fox at the time. That's what he said, word for word. He said we already had our point guard, so we didn't draft Luka. Hallie's the guy that thrives with the ball in his hands. Fox is the guy that thrives with the ball in their hands. So they opted to trade Fox. They opted to trade Hallie.
They're the same age.
Who, Fox and Hallie?
No. Kate.
They probably a year apart. Or Ivy probably a year older, probably, because Ivy did multiple years at Purdue or multiple years in college.
Yeah, Cade's 23, Ivy's 22.
Yeah. Okay. Also, Cade's a year older. Okay.
They're close though, like not too far.
Yeah, he's a good player. He's a good player, but I don't think Ivy. Am I tripping? Anybody think Ivy has the potential to become better than Cade or be better than Cade?
No. Here's my question for the Ivy fans: why is it? What have you seen from Ivy that makes you say this? Because if anything, the reason why people in Detroit don't know what to do with him is because they haven't seen enough of him. He got ragdolled last year, and the year before the team was abysmal with no direction on top of it. So I don't understand what have you seen from Ivy, the growth, the improvement? What skills does he have that make you think he's going to transform into a different team? Because Tyrese Hallie actually showed you in Sacramento the upside. And that he and Fox just kind of overlapped in skills a little bit. And then once he got to a team, it was really good. But Hallie already had amazing playmaking, improved shooting, and court vision. Ivy doesn't have those. So what skills does Ivy have that make you high on him?
That's a good point. There's literally nothing to show that Cade is a winning basketball player. That Ivy had played well when Cade was out.
I mean, certainly not well enough to win. And not well enough to bump up his averages. So cool. Like you did more when you had more usage. That's every player in the NBA.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't that expected? All the advanced stats say. Okay, Derek, you can attack this question. I think this question is for you when you were talking. What have you seen from Cade to build a team around him?
I mean, as far as Detroit, it's a matter of structure. The prototype that Cade is pretty easy to build around. He was touted as Luka Light coming out of the draft. Obviously, we can say there's a bit of a gap there, but we've got a 6'6" big frame guard who can play make. The idea is that he can get to the basket and shoot. The volume's there as far as shooting, just not the efficiency. And yeah, getting to the basket's tough. I will say the lack of shooting has made it so defenses can wall up on him. So I think that's part of the problem and why he's been settling for middies. But as far as the talent to be a number one, I agree with someone said it earlier. He's probably a number two moving forward on like an actual good team. But this is the most talented player you have on your team unless Thompson turns into that player. Yeah. I think Holland, we don't know, he's a rookie, hasn't touched the NBA court. Thompson, he is very good at a lot of skills. We just know the glaring one that he's not good at. And so that's kind of holding him back. But he has all the tools to be successful. So I think Cade is just a matter of like, if he has space, can he really take the leap and improve? Which I feel like he's going to look a lot better this year.
And he's going to be here. It's not a world where I think on a new contract he moves to someone else. For like, I don't foresee that.
Yeah, Brandon, you need, first off, good grief, Brandon Katz, I need you to give me one good basketball take in your lifetime before it ends. But that is what the draft comp was for Cade Cunningham. We're comparing him to Luka Doncic, not in ability, just the prototype, big guard who can play make and be a heliocentric option. That was his draft comp. Not saying he will ever get there.
0486 and Brandon, y'all are killing me. 0486.
That's not a bad take though. Like about Luka, like
yeah, I don't know. I think Brandon is.
Brandon has been in multiple playbacks, and I've yet to see something I agree with him. So I don't know if this is just typical or maybe it's me specifically, but horrendous takes consistently from this man. Yeah, look, I think you have to build around Cade because this is the closest you have to feasible talent. And again, you just want some kind of structure. I think Bickerstaff is going to bring in more organization. Hopefully this guy actually wants to be in Detroit, unlike their last head coach. And you've got a lot of like talented pieces to go around. So I think that's, it's something. But a lot of these guys, they've got question marks. Jalen, it's the motor. Thompson, it's the shooting. Ivy, it's really the fit / can you do more stuff without the ball? And Ron, it's what can you do for us at all? Because we don't really know.
Wait, they questioning Jay. They questioning Darren Motor.
Oh yeah, absolutely. His defense last season was terrible.
Defensively,
he might be cooked. My brother, you can't.
Do y'all think
Cade is skilled as he is, and he ain't they questioning your motive? Nah, that don't work like that.
Do y'all think Cade is a better shooter or passer?
Passer for sure. That's not even close.
I want to say passer, but yeah, I guess I have to because I think his
for me the answer is passer. I only say that because what Cade said. I mean, what Brandon just typed. Cade is a shooter. He's not close to the level of passer or playmaker or the finisher at the rim like Luka. He wasn't saying Cade is Luka. He was just doing the comp coming into the league.
It's prototype. Yeah, it's not skill, guys. Like when they get compared coming out of the draft, that does not mean they're going to be X player.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, Brandon. I appreciate you being here, but I think you're tripping a little bit.
Yeah, that wasn't. I don't know why niggas want to die on that hill. But getting back to the Ivy, I don't know Ivy Cade fit that what y'all was referring to, and Duran's defensive motor. I feel like I don't know Duran's defensive motor. I feel like it is bad as a drop coverage big, and he does low key try to just get rebounds. I don't know that rim defense. I feel like it has all its like it's not just him. The nail defense is bad. The point of attack defense is bad. Duran is like it's everything is bad.
For sure, and I mean it's pretty well documented that if you're in a bad team, you're not going to get a ton of defensive effort from guys either, because it feels like you're already like as soon as ball tips, you're already like okay, we're out, so we're not going to try. But Duran, I think his feet aren't terrific. I don't think he's a particularly good drop big, which is going to be his strength. And I think his rotations were terrible. Now, again, part of the problem was Monty's scheme. But if you like can't perform the scheme well and you're not showing the other traits, I don't have a ton of belief that you're going to be a really good defensive big. So he could prove me wrong in a better system. But again, you're not getting elite defense either. Like Thompson was the one bright spot defensively last season. Tobias at his best is neutral. Ivy, I don't think he's neutral quite yet. Cade is, I think, neutral right now. You're not getting a lot of plus guys. So Jalen has to just work extra hard and hopefully it looks better. But yeah, right now, to me, he's a double-double machine, but he's not going to give you a lot on the other side.
And you're talking about the defensive structure. I got to do a deep dive on on the full coaching staff to see offensively what guys are on the staff, because you need good. If you're trying to see who's who and who can do what, you need good structure on that end. So, and I don't think JB's not the first mind that comes to the name that comes to mind.
Steven
in that
Silas is on the staff, and there's a good.
Okay.
So
okay, yeah. As I said, do deep dive on staff. So he's on staff. That's not a bad start.
Yeah, I think they've got some guys. They have Sixers former coach Dan Burke. I think he's going to help with the defense. Usually that's Bickerstaff's end, but he's going to have help there. So defensively, I think they can definitely find an identity. Monty has had success when he has had a ton of vets on a team, and a team that's like actually in more contending status, aka Phoenix. But with a team that's really young, a lot of raw prospects, a lot of guys that kind of need to like carve out their roles, he trusts them a little bit too much to be like skilled independently, like kind of have good ball IQ.
When he was in weird with Ivy last year, bro.
Right?
Yeah.
Like he went from Chris Paul twice in his career, because he had him in Phoenix and had him in NOLA, to Cade and Ivy. It's like they just don't have the IQ that Chris Paul does, let alone the experience. So it was just a little too much trust. And I think, like I said, Monty was not invested. The dude rejected him twice.
Yep.
Detroit just overpaid. So, I mean.
That's Tom Gores, bro.
Yeah. I mean, what are you going to do?
Great talk, sir. Everybody take it to the next team. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, my bad, y'all. This was a phenomenal segment on the Detroit Pistons. Who would have thought? I think that went pretty well. I love shedding light on teams that work. That's not that good relative to the league.
Can I ask
everybody up and coming, or everybody is always, every team in the NBA for the most part is trying to trend to being a good team, or trying to take necessary steps, even if it's baby steps to, happens that they are. They're trying to take baby steps or necessary steps to becoming a good team. I believe so. I do, ever said I believe so. So I will definitely make sure I clip that together